The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, this is Ken Gidge, and this is The Art of Politics. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what we're going to talk about.
I do.
I mean, you see, there's my partner, Elvira. So
I always know what we're going to talk about.
We don't need a schedule. We really don't need. I mean, you can put us in the room for 5 minutes, put a camera on us, and 8 hours later come back, and you'll have the best shows throughout. But first, I want to show you something. I did this for somebody. It's a piece of art that I did.
What do you want me to do with that?
I want you to look through this. It's 3D.
Okay.
All right, I'll show it to you in a second.
Wow, it looks like that peace sign is coming through there. It looks. What are you trying to want peace in the world or something?
What about the figures going around?
No, the figures look like they're coming out at you.
So would you say it's 3D?
I'd say yeah, it's 3D. Yeah.
What do you mean you'd say it's 3D?
Because it's not like one of those movies where it's jumping out at you.
No, it's not jumping out at you.
Yeah, who was the good artist that did that? It couldn't have been you.
Let me show the people up there. Can you get this camera over here?
You couldn't have done that.
Okay, now what I'm going to try to show it to you is this. This is 3D, but you need glasses to see it. You cannot see it without glasses, so you're looking this way. But having said that, I'm not sure how I could do it. The green, for where we are, we have a green background. So if there's green on this, you should be able to see right through the green. I'm not sure where I can put it, but anyway.
But if you're looking at that on the TV and you see the way, like the no smoking sign, no Democrats. That's what that means. No liberals.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
All right. Okay. Listen. What are you Republicans doing? You have the House, you have the Senate, you have the Speaker, and now you guys are going to open an office, another Republican office.
No, we don't.
Can't you guys get together?
The Republicans, independents voted in the Republicans to take over the House and the Senate. In the House, we have a Democrat-appointed Speaker. He was not appointed by the majority of the Republican caucus. So what's happening is... Now, let me finish. He was not. 30-something Republicans and 160...
How many voted for him on the House for?
Probably about 150 Democrats, because a few of them didn't.
150 Democrats, and how many Republicans
and about 30-something, 35 Republicans out of 240.
Okay, so you had...
So we had maybe about 17% of Republicans supported Jasper. Now, what's going on? Jasper's appointed chairs and vice chairs are voting with the Democrats against good Republican bills.
Oh, here we go,
and they're beating us in committee.
You know something? They can't... you're the only guys I know who screw up success.
No, I don't know.
It's not a matter of
you all legally, by the process, beat us.
You win.
You all beat us.
You win the race. You get snooked.
You
get taken. They outsmarted you.
They did.
The only Republicans and Democrats.
You made a deal with the devil.
And you're so. And you guys are so bad that you can't.
Even the liberals are mad at Jasper right now.
I'm telling you, they eat their young. They have everything that they want except the governorship, and now they're going to split apart. Splitting apart.
Let me tell you how things are going wrong.
There you go. There's the Republicans.
Let me tell you how things are going wrong here. There was a bill on tanning. The law today
Tanning.
on tanning.
Tanning.
Yes.
Wait.
Now listen.
Wait, excuse me. Like you're tan.
Yeah, like I'm tan,
All
but
right,
mine's a real tan.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mine
he
is the
goes
real
to
tan.
a tanning booth.
Okay, no, I don't go to a tanning booth.
Now,
Never
well, how
have.
come you didn't
Never
shave?
done. I can't find my razor since I got back from Florida.
You can't.
Yeah, but anyways, now hear me out now. Here's the law in New Hampshire. If
Tanning.
you're under 18
For
to go
tanning.
for tanning at a tanning
It's the
salon.
tanning booth where you lay down.
Will you let me finish before you
All
keep
right,
cutting
okay.
in? The people are smarter than you think. If you go to a tanning salon and you're under 18, you need parents' signature.
Why?
Okay, because of parental rights.
Why?
Why? Because there's possibility
For
of maybe
tanning?
you could get cancer.
For
But you can
tanning?
get cancer on the beach.
Excuse me, for tanning?
For tanning. That's
So
the law.
You've got to be 18?
You got to
Oh,
be.
Wait a minute.
No, you're not listening to me. Don't try to
Go
turn
ahead,
it
all
around.
right, okay.
I said you need parental consent up to until you're 18.
Until you're 18.
Right. But you can get abortion without parental consent, but that's okay. But anyways, this thing, the Democrats and the Republicans, the small majority of Republicans, all supported a bill to say, Mom and Dads, you don't know better. Government knows better. And up until you're 18, you cannot walk into a tanning salon.
And you want to know something, ladies and gentlemen? The Republicans are doing it again. They're trying to control you, your kids,
No.
and everything.
No.
And then they're saying they're
30
not controlling you.
30-something
How do you
Republicans
do
and
that?
all the Democrats.
How
Did
do
you
you
vote for
do
that bill?
that?
Did you vote for the bill?
I don't remember.
I remember, yes, you did. Did I vote for it? No, I didn't. I voted no. Okay?
So you're-
140
so what you're saying-
Republicans voted against
So what
it.
you're saying, a 17-year-old girl or a 17-year-old boy,
Right.
which are young men and young
Yes,
women,
yes.
should not have the right to go in and pay their $10 or $20.
I'm saying they should.
Huh?
They should, with parental consent. You have
Parental
people,
For what?
because you have
For
people who
tanning
are
booths?
light-skinned like you.
A tanning booth?
Will you
Yeah,
hear me out? You have people that are light-skinned like you that their parents want them to go get a light coat on the tan before they take them to the beach because they burn. Now they won't be able to do that in New Hampshire if the Senate passes it.
What
Okay?
are you talking about?
That's what you voted
If the
for.
Senate passes it, they can go in and do what they want.
No, they can't.
You mean the kids?
You
the kids over
voted
17
to
and
say,
18?
moms and dads, you got no say. That's what you voted for.
It's tanning.
So what's the
It's not-
difference?
So you take the rights away from 17
You did.
of women.
That's
and-
what you did. You voted for it.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about
You're talking about the parents.
You took the rights away from the
Away from the
parents,
parents.
To make
and
decisions
we gave the rights
to the government.
No.
Yes, you did.
No. We gave the rights to the 17-year-old girls.
No, you didn't.
And the 17-year-old
No,
boys
you didn't.
who don't need parental.
No, you did not.
Oh, and by
no,
the,
that's
and
not
by-
true.
and
You're not
hold-
telling the
and
truth.
Hold on a second.
You want me to pull the bill up?
Do we need parental? Yeah. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
I
again. Here
do.
we go.
I do know what I'm talking
No,
about.
you don't.
Because
You know what you're
today,
talking about. How can
today, people, moms and dads can go in and sign for their child who's got light skin or psoriasis. Go in and sign for them to get a 6-minute or 8-minute tan, okay, on their body to clear up
Why do you
psoriasis.
need your parents to
Because
go
that's the
inside
law.
for
That's the
So
law.
you want to keep the law?
I want to keep the law in place. I
Oh,
want moms.
I
want
see.
moms and dads to
I
make the
see.
decision.
I know. Hold on a second.
You voted for government to
it's-
say, moms and dads, you got no say. That's what you voted for.
It's tanning.
So what's your point? It's tanning. Okay.
Tanning.
Yes.
It's not going to war.
So why do you want
It's
government
tanning.
telling moms and dads? It's tanning. You're right.
No,
Something.
I am saying.
Are you jealous of
want
young kids'
moms
moms?
and dads for a 17-year-old boy or girl, young woman,
Up to
young
17,
man,
up to 18.
to go
Up to 17.
and ask the parents if they can get a tan.
That's the law now at a tanning salon. What don't you understand? Do you want me to
That's the
speak
law
slower?
now.
The law now.
Yeah.
You voted to take the rights away from the parents.
Oh, no.
That's what you did.
No. I voted to give the rights to the
No, you didn't.
17-year-old
You did
young
not.
men and young women.
You did not. You
know,
voted to take the rights
you
away.
can turn that around any
Nope.
way you want to.
You know,
You
don't
can
don't
go
believe.
like this. Here.
Don't believe
Two
me.
pieces of paper. It's one.
Do a Google
No.
search on parents on tanning in New Hampshire
On tanning.
and what you voted for.
Boy, you know something. As a Republican, you guys are just going.
Okay.
Right down.
Hey,
down the.
here we
right
go.
down the slope.
HB 136, prohibiting tanning facilities from tanning persons under 18 years of age. Ought to pass in the committee. 14-0 in that committee. 4 Republicans were missing, okay, out of that committee.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, with the Democrats helping a few Republicans, you passed this bill. The same thing on
And
the
how
floor.
many passed it by?
On the floor, I think, what was the vote? 140 Republicans against?
No.
And then 190?
How many in committee?
14-0. It was a 14-0
Okay,
vote.
14-0. So that's well, hold on a second. That's 14-0, correct?
Right.
In a committee.
Right.
So that's both Republicans and Democrats voted for it.
What didn't you understand what I just said?
4 weren't there, but
I
you
said
guys
4
still
Republicans
have a
weren't
majority.
there. No, but we didn't anyways.
Well, how many Republicans were in
see,
the committee?
the thing is, this
5?
This goes back
6?
to Jasper.
So 5 to 6 Republicans didn't vote for it.
Did you not hear me in the beginning of the
Yes,
show
I
when
did.
I said the Democrat-appointed speaker put certain people in there that are actually rhinos that vote for nanny state bills?
You know something?
You voted to take the rights away from the parents.
You eat, you're young. I don't understand it. You guys got the
I-
House, you got the Senate,
I
you
will
got the speakership,
continue-
and yet you keep dividing. Why don't you unite?
I cannot.
Try uniting.
I cannot unite on anything that takes the
Boo.
rights away from parents.
Yes, but you guys been doing
You
it
know?
up here in New Hampshire for about 6 or 8 years, and people are
No,
getting
no.
sick of it. If they only knew what you would.
Keep going. Keep going.
A
Listen what he said,
tanning
6 or 8
bill.
years.
Let's take the right away from a 17
Listen.
year old young man or young woman to go have a tan. You got to get your parents' permission.
But you just took
Wow.
it away. You just took the parents' right away. You voted for that.
I am saying I have given the rights to the
No,
17-year-old.
no, you took it away. That's the bill. What don't you understand? HB1, look up HB 136. Look at the voting
All
record.
right, okay. I don't
You
want to.
took the rights away.
I don't want to do too much with
Okay,
this, but
let-
no, hold on.
let me touch on something you just said.
Let me finish. I say, if you're 17 years old, 17, okay, and you go to a tanning salon as a 17-year-old young man or a young woman, you can go in and get a tan without mom or dad sitting around having to sign a piece of paper. He wants your parents to be there. Yet he's constantly saying, hey, let's keep everyone out of government. And you're putting more people
No,
out of the
I
government.
want parent control. Parents run their children, not government. You voted to take the parents out of the picture. That's what you did. You took the parents out. But you voted to kill babies with no parental consent.
And you guys want to go fight wars. You've done
Oh,
they did
jeez.
13.
You're out of control. I can't
All
believe
right.
how you turn this around on that
Okay,
vote.
yeah, I
you
know.
Mm-hmm. What about we try to repeal the certificate on the moratorium on hospitals and bed space? Because the more bed space we have in New Hampshire, the competition,
What are you
less cost.
talking about?
On the hospitals that you all voted for, to support this moratorium on hospital bed space that will reduce costs for health care.
What are you talking about?
You don't even know what you voted on?
Excuse me.
Don't you know what you
I don't
voted?
think anyone out there who's even up at the state of
HB 389,
what
repealing
does it
the
say?
certificate of need for moratorium. Okay, there's a moratorium on building beds or hospitals
Okay,
here in
so
New Hampshire.
we took it away.
We try to repeal it
We could have more.
so we can have more because more beds,
Right.
the cost, it drops the cost down, competition.
Exactly. And you did what?
We wanted to take the moratorium away. We wanted the needs board to go away. You and about 45, 50 Republicans, the Democrats and Republicans, those 50, voted to keep it in place that keeps the cost of insurance
Ladies and gentlemen,
up.
we're from a country where majority rules, and when you have
Mm-hmm.
a Republican Senate and House, and the Republicans are the ones that put it over the top, then guess what? The Republicans are voting against this Republican, my friend.
You're unbelievable. Hey, a few minutes ago, you said for the last 6 to 8 years, we've been putting regulations in. Now, I caught you on that, and it's on tape.
Regulations?
Yeah, we've been making it harder on parents. The last 6
What do you mean
out of the
harder
8.
on parents?
The
Make it
last
easier.
6.
Don't touch me.
The last 6 out of the 8 years, the Democrats have been in control. If you take a look at what they've done with
6 to
regulations,
8 years.
O'Brien was the only one
Oh, my
speaking.
God.
Now we're on the 9th or
Where
10th.
is he, by the way?
He's working and he's been traveling around the country.
Well, how about
and
him getting here?
we'll get him here. We'll get him here because I think you need to be slapped around by 2 Republicans instead of 1.
You know, I've always said it takes 4 Republicans to beat up 1 Democrat, so I've got to go easy on you.
Yeah, you
and
definitely
when he's
do.
here, he's a Republican and a half.
You know,
okay?
he is, and he's a
Right.
proud Republican.
Yes,
unlike
I know.
you
and
guys
right.
there.
Let's talk about something really national and stupid.
Okay, what's that?
Netanyahu, and by the way, let's get something straight.
I don't think that was
At the
stupid.
very beginning, we support Israel. You know we support Israel.
Except the president
We
doesn't.
will always support
Except
Israel.
our president.
Always support
Except
Israel.
our president.
Not Netanyahu is in a campaign for prime minister of Israel. He accepts, guess what? A speaking engagement before the House and the Senate.
So what's wrong with that?
By who?
By-
the Republicans.
That's right. What's wrong with that?
And what does he do? He bad mouths the president?
We all badmouth him too, Republicans, because he's destroying our country.
You can't have somebody coming here telling us how to do, how to control our armies, how to control our navy. You're not a patsy.
You know,
you're
some-
a Marine.
No, it has nothing.
Do you want your commander in chief, or do you want someone from another country telling you what to do?
Our commander in
Shame
chief
on
has
him.
15% of the military that support him. 85% in the Marine Corps magazine and the Navy
Gee,
Times. They said they don't support him. They're very disgusted with our president, our
I wonder how
military.
many during the Civil War
You know?
really supported
Oh, here we
Abraham
go back.
Lincoln, too.
Here we go back to the Civil War. Please give it a break. We have freedom here today. That President Obama's trying to take.
What
He's
was
trying.
going through this guy's
Obama
head?
is trying to make a deal with Iran over nukes.
He doesn't even know what it's about.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
No,
you know,
he
Netanyahu's
doesn't.
no dummy. They're our friends over there.
Dummy, do you know how
and we got
stupid
a
that
president
was?
who is not supporting.
Look, there are people in Israel who are scratching their heads saying, look, he must be really, really, really close. He must be really close to losing for him to come over here with an opposing party, not accepting something from both parties, from one party
Tell you
who
what.
hate Obama, and that's all they could do.
Can
and they
you
kept
tell
getting
me-
up and going like
There
this,
we go.
going like
That's
this.
right.
And you want to know how that played over in Israel? Not very
Well, I disagree. I disagree with that.
Read some of the editorials
Yeah.
here in the state.
Please.
No.
You want me to read the liberal rag newspapers?
No person from any other state should tell us how to run our foreign policy.
No, he didn't
Period.
tell us.
End of story.
He didn't tell us. What he did was letting us know what's going on. Him as, in charge of Israel. But let me tell you something.
And you want to know something?
Do you know who has been going in and out of our White House?
We protect Israel, but you know what the problem is? We have Egypt, we have Jordan, we have Iraq. Well, I mean, gee whiz, do you think we have just one
me
problem?
ask you something.
And by the way, they were supposed to stop building settlements. What happened to that?
They did stop, and then
No,
all of
they
a sudden they
didn't.
were being bombed again.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. They moved out.
No, they didn't.
They moved out. Please, give it a break.
Come on. All right, okay.
Look at the news.
In my opinion, Netanyahu, who I've already said,
We'll agree to disagree.
We support Israel. I say he made a mistake, and if you
And
think
I say he
has
didn't.
not made a mistake, you may go to my website, Ginge World, and let me know what you think, or you may call me at 603.
Give me your address to come by.
I'll give
me your address.
864 603-864-9332. I will not give you my address, but he will give you his address.
That's right. You can
and
stop
the
by
way,
my-
If he keeps doing this, we're going to hire a bus.
Yeah,
We're all
okay.
going to his house. Are you going to give us hot chocolate?
Sure. Yeah, I will.
All right.
My daughter will. I'll invite her home there that
What are
day.
you
You're going to
talking
come and
about?
she'll make hot chocolate.
Listen, I thought I was your friend. We talk about you building a deck all summer long.
Mm-hmm.
You have a party and you don't invite me.
With friends like him, who needs enemies?
Well, you didn't invite me?
No, but I invited other
Hey,
Democrats.
I've got a
Yeah.
bumper sticker that says GidgeWorld.com. You won't put it on there.
No.
And you want to know why?
No, because I can't.
Do you want to know why? Tell them.
Because I don't want a Democrat sticker on my car.
Oh, I see. He doesn't want a Democrat sticker.
right.
Even your friend Kenny?
Because I was a Democrat
let's
for
arm
many
wrestle.
years.
Come on.
I was a Democrat
Yeah,
for many
yeah,
years,
yeah,
and
I
I
know.
seen the light. I learned how to spend my own
so
money.
I'm saying Gids World, which happens to be an art website, and you say no,
No,
because
but
it's
you're
a
still
Democrat?
but you're still. People
Are you
identify that
here?
with a liberal
Is he a
artist.
Democrat, Republican?
People identify that with a liberal
so
artist.
you can't take the other Republicans going, oh,
You know,
Paul
someone.
DeSaro.
I can take anything
you
that come my
like
way.
Kenny
Hey, let me ask you a question
I'll
here.
tell ya.
I do talk nice to you about it, to the Republicans, okay? And let me ask you something.
I talk
How
nice
come
to
a terrorist organization like the Brotherhood, okay, Islamic,
Brotherhood.
the Brotherhood,
Brotherhood.
yeah, it's an Islamic Brotherhood group out of Pakistan and Syria and other areas.
Is
How come
this
they come
another
to-
group?
Yeah, this is another terrorist group.
Another one.
How come they're able to come into our White House and visit the president?
What are you talking
You
about?
don't read or you don't look at the news?
No,
and
no,
all that?
the Brotherhood.
Yeah, the Brotherhood. I might be saying it wrong.
You're saying
I
it
forgot
wrong.
the article that I wanted
You're
to bring
saying
in.
it wrong.
But it's the Brotherhood.
No.
It's an Islamic Brotherhood, but they're
No.
known terrorists.
No, that's
But
not.
it's not true, huh?
Oh, but
Do
you-
a Google search on Brotherhood and look up yourself.
But you guys,
I forgot the article.
You know what these guys wanted? What these guys want is they want boots on the ground. They want to keep 2 more wars going. We've had a war for 13. You know something? Every time the Republicans come in, they say small government, including Reagan. And when the Republicans leave, we have a big government.
No, I don't see it. Show me where.
So the Democrats
Hey, give me some
must
example.
bring it down. Don't touch
Give me
me.
some examples. Give me an example. You just ran your mouth. Give me an example. Give me an example. When you just ran your
can't.
mouth, give me an example.
can't.
You're putting out little seeds and let them grow. The people in Nashville, Londonderry, and other areas that watch your show are smarter than you think. In my town, they read. They can
Yes, I
read
know,
through
but
the
why?
BS.
Why?
Because if you're going to say something,
But
put the facts out.
But I'm talking to you.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's talk about something
Hey,
important.
talking about tans, where'd you get your tan?
I was in Florida. I told you that
I
2
know,
weeks
but
ago.
you got back. You know, ladies and gentlemen, he does go to Florida, and he says, I am working on my tan. And it's kind of funny, because he did say that House of
Hi, little
Representatives.
humor.
But the interesting part of this is, and I'm gonna let it out. I'm gonna let it out. The interesting part of him getting a tan is, when he came back from Florida, he wasn't as tan as he is now. He's going and using tanning booths.
Never, ever have I been in a tanning booth in my life.
Well, what do? You get
Never,
brown?
ever, ever,
is
ever.
a 24-hour layback and you get browner?
My wife tells
I
me.
get red.
My wife tells me all the time that I'm just a good-looking Italian guy that tans and don't have to spend all that time in the
and
sun.
as they call me, I'm an Englishman, and I'm called a limey.
Now we're going to
Yeah, I
take a
don't mind
vote.
limey.
We're going to take a vote. Does he have a face for radio or TV? Go to Gids World and put it on there. And then I want to bring something else up, very important.
I happen to agree with that, by the way. Radio's fun.
I want
love
to know how you voted on this one here. On the Constitution Amendment we tried to get on one, which was the Ways and Means Bill, relating to the taxation, providing that 3/5 vote is required. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
3/5 vote is required to pass legislation imposing new or increased taxes or license fees, or to authorize the issuance of state bonds and provide that to general court. Now, this is a Constitution Amendment that brings Democrats and Republicans together and say, only together with 3/5 to support a tax.
I'll tell you what. The problem is, what you think is good is okay because that's where you come from.
Tell me
the
why you voted
Republicans
against it.
come from. You think that that's good. Look, they hire us.
Who's they? Who's
People who vote for you.
Okay,
They vote for you.
right, yes.
They expect you to do some work.
Right, yes.
And now you're turning around and saying, we can't, we don't want to, so we're going to give it back to you so you can make up your mind.
So, no, that's not true.
When you hire us
You're
to
not
do
being
something,
true.
you want to take it away.
You're not telling
Shame
the truth.
on you.
You're not telling the truth. That's a Constitution Amendment. What that's telling, the Constitution Amendment is saying to the people, if approved, are saying Democrats and Republicans, if you want to tax me more money, come together and get 3/5 of yours.
All right,
Both
okay.
parties, compromise.
I'm going to do this.
That's what that's about.
And he hates this when I do this.
No, I hate because
Here is government. This is what we run government with, okay? That's pretty simple. That's not complicated. But these guys saying, oh, we can't use any more taxes. We're not. adding taxes, by the way. But
Yes, you are.
let's just cut things down. Let's cut the fees down. Let's cut everything down. Let's stop everything. Let's not do anything.
That's
and
not
guess
true.
what happens? All
That's
of a
not
sudden,
true.
you can't run the government. You want to know why? Because they can't figure out how much
Okay.
money it takes to run a government. And before they figure it out, they turn around and say, done with taxes, done with fees. But you don't realize what they don't realize. It
Now,
takes
can I
money
speak?
to run government.
You're right. Can I speak?
You may.
Now, I'm going to go like he does now. 10.5 billion. I'm going to put it in numbers for you. 10.5 billion. Okay, that's our budget. The governor's budget, 11.59 billion. Okay, she wants to raise the budget over $1 billion. How does she want to do that? She wants a 22 cents tax on cigarettes. She wants to raise 38% your registration fees.
On
Okay, to
cigarettes.
take more money out of people's pockets
Wait a minute,
and registration
wait a minute,
fees.
ladies and gentlemen, you may not realize, but these are the people who took a 10 cents a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, give it a
and
break
we
on
lost
that. Here we go again.
40 million.
No, we did not.
As in million
No,
dollars.
we did not.
We'll put it back.
He's
and we're
not
gonna
being
add
truthful.
And by the way, in Massachusetts, they charge over $1 more than we charge. So you know something? I think we could put 22 cents more on for a package of cigarettes, and the people from Massachusetts would still come over, but they don't want it. Why?
You want to know why? I'll tell
Why?
you. Will you let me answer it now?
Yes, why?
Will you stay quiet for a
Why?
minute?
Go ahead.
The reason why we don't want it, because low income and low middle class people, it's a tax on them. They're going to take their welfare money and spend on more cigarettes. So like the Democrats said on the floor,
I see.
if they use TANF money for booze and cigarettes, it's our money coming back. That's what they said.
Hold on a second.
That's the Democrat mentality.
Let us stop for a moment. What he just said to you is, we're going to charge them 20 cents more a pack on cigarettes, and they're going to spend their what money?
Your TANF, food stamp
The
money.
food stamp money on cigarettes,
Yes.
which I don't think you can.
Yes, you can. It's
I
a
don't
it's an
think you
EBT
can.
card. Yes, you can.
No,
you can pull them.
can't.
What happened to the lady
No,
that
you
got fired?
can't.
Do
Okay.
a Google search on the lady that got fired for selling cigarettes to somebody for
already know
EBT card.
that.
Then why are you saying you
already
can't?
know- because that's
Then why
4
would
years
you
ago.
say?
Can
But
you-
it's still the
why
law.
didn't you come up today? Do you know what the date is
Hey,
today?
you
Hold on
all
a second. Let me
voted.
tell you. It's 3/6.
Okay.
2015.
Last year, was there not a bill that we said you cannot use EBT cards to buy cigarettes or booze?
Yes.
And you all voted against it.
Who?
You, the Democrats.
Who?
Under a Democrat House.
Who?
The Democrats.
Who?
Okay, the liberals.
Did I?
You probably did.
Did I?
I don't know. Want me to look it up?
You lying.
Want me to look it up? Tell me now. Did you vote for it?
No,
I know
didn't.
you did.
No, I didn't. No,
Yes,
I
you
didn't.
did.
No, I didn't. No. In fact, I think I was asked to get on the bill or something like that. And I got on the bill with you. I got on the bill with Representative O'Brien,
Well, I
Bill
think-
O'Brien.
I think-
And you know something? And I get in trouble for it.
I think the bill we were on
And we
together.
voted, I vote for people should
Right.
have the right to have guns. I say fine.
But you know the bill that we got on that I sponsored and you co-sponsored on about the guns there?
Yes.
The security, they're starting to purchase and get their guns for them. So
All
I
right.
think, we'll leave
okay.
it at, you know what I mean? So we did a good job
all
on
right,
that.
Okay, put this camera on 3 because I want to say something to you because I think it's really important. Because I always criticize this guy, all right? I criticize him for lots of things.
Because
but
you don't
he
know any
can't-
better.
Okay, shut up. I'm not giving you a favor. For God's sakes.
You gotta talk nice about me?
Think about it. Yeah, think I'm good with it. What he did is he came up with a bill. We're not going to talk about it. It has something to do with guns. We can't talk to you about it because for a particular reason. He came to me and he says, do you want to sign on to it? I said, of course I'm going to sign on to it. In fact, I think I was inspirational for you to put the bill together because we had talked about it on the show.
No,
Having said
you weren't.
that, he did offer to get me on the bill. Now, this bill may never come up, and there's a reason
It
for
was
it, which
retained.
we can't.
Right.
It was retained.
Retained.
We can't tell you why.
But
right
it worked.
now.
But it
we
worked.
can't tell you. But the bill is going to work, and when it happens, we're going to come back and we're going to tell you a story. And I want to shake hand right now. I think
Wow.
no. I think
Not
I
that
think
often Democrats talk nice about me.
No. Because I don't think people realize, because the only thing they hear about is representatives like you are running around carrying guns.
What's wrong with that?
I
have the right to protect
the
myself.
only guy I know puts a cigarette up and goes like this and shoots it.
I
so
have the
fire
right to
goes through,
protect
lights a
myself
cigarette up.
wherever I have the right to be. It's my constitutional right.
Well, I'm not. Why are you you're preaching to the choir?
Do you
don't
vote?
have
Did you
to-
vote against the gun for
No, I
reps?
don't. No, I
Did you
don't.
vote against it?
I know.
Okay, you're all right. I take away half the bad things I said about you. Okay? But anyways, hey,
We're not doing bad for no material for a show.
no, not at all.
Right,
But see, I tell you, I'm always prepared because where I'm a member of the House
What do you mean you're
Republican.
prepared?
I'm a member of the House Republican
You're not
Alliance.
prepared.
I have a debate site that goes 24 hours a day. People debating the bills. So I know that's why I know the information on all the bills, because we go through them and then we decide, is it a platform issue? Is it a constitutional issue? And then that's how we take our positions on bills. Now, there's a bill coming up that's very near and dear to my heart. It's on the consent, and it's a 18 or 17 and nothing vote on it. I'm so disgusted.
What is it?
It's a bill that I'm going to pull off the consent calendar next
Okay.
week. It's about having perverts, people that have had sex and other stuff with young kids, that they're saying, oh, you can let them live around schools and you can let them live in different areas near daycare centers. I am totally against that. I'm going to pull that bill off. I will refuse to have a vote saying I support that.
Okay, hold on.
I'm pulling that bill off.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I think, to give you a little bit of credit, okay, part of what you say is correct on the bill.
Right.
Not all of it is correct.
What's
so
not correct? Tell me what's not correct. Tell me what's not correct.
That is something that we've got to sit down and go over.
But tell me
and let
what's not
people-
correct.
I can't do that.
I can.
No, you can't, because it's not, because there's a lot of people who disagree with you. Republicans and Democrats.
Okay.
So you're not holier than thou. You're not the Jesus Christ of Republicans.
If you're a mom and a
you want to know
dad,
something? You are a minority when it comes to this. Having said that, part of what you were complaining about is correct.
I will get down fighting for moms and dads that had their children playing in their yard and they live near schools or on the playground and saying that, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about that pervert who just moved into your neighborhood across the street. And I'll call him a pervert. Okay, that's on the list there. That we have. I'm disgusted over that bill. I refuse to do a voice vote on a consent calendar.
You want to know something?
I'm going to roll call it for you.
The problem with what you say is when you have part of what you say is correct, and so it sounds good. But the majority, the 100% of the people from the committee voted against what he says. So you're not getting all the information from him.
No, what you're getting is the truth from me saying he's right. The whole committee voted to support, this bill, saying they can live near schools. That's the truth.
It's not like that.
Okay, look at the new calendar and the consent calendar and read the bill.
Okay, I got one I want to pull up the consent calendar.
Okay, what is it?
I need some help.
What is it?
Again, this has happened to me. I don't know how it happens. I got a question. Didn't we used to get a little note sent out to us that we got bills coming up on a particular date?
Right. Yes. We get them I get them to our legislative email.
Are you getting them?
I got you. Yeah, I got them.
I'm not getting any. So
Why?
anyway,
Bill O'Brien said the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not getting any, and I think we got to do something. And I'm going to tell you why. I had an odd bill, okay, which I'm going to.
Well, I remember that.
I'm going to need some help because Jackie Silly was there. She put an amendment in there which they didn't like, so they voted 12-4, which
to kill it.
No, to pass it. But having said that, I want to talk about it on the floor because I'm not really sure if I'm with the amendment.
Is this the one that's going to go after take taxes to run this art program?
No. What it is, quite simply, is that we want to see what the arts are bringing in. If you could spend $100,000 and get $500,000 back, and we could show it.
Wait, who's they? Who's they?
We are talking about committees of people who research this from both sides.
You mean
Republicans
people donate
and
money
Democrats.
in there, not the taxpayers' money?
I'm talking about the state of New Hampshire. If you can see, well, let me give you an example. It costs approximately $300 million to run our state liquor stores. And last year we made $320 million. That's really $620 million, but they made profit $320 million. Okay, so we can say 1 for 1. So if you could take $100,000 and make $500,000, which one would you work on?
Yeah, but how would you make
Would you-
500,000?
No,
Tell me how you would make,
it's-
unless we're going to put a meals and rooms tax on the ticket.
No.
How would you make? how would you-
No. In fact, these businesses are adding more to rooms and meals taxes.
I don't see how.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's what we have to do is we have to study the revenue streams that the arts are
Did she
bringing
make it
in.
into a study?
Yes.
Okay, well,
So, and
studies
I've got to go to and we're going to find out if our speaker will put me on that committee.
probably not.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask him.
Him and
Okay,
I are
so
good friends, so
I'm-
want me to talk to him
I'm
for
blowing
you?
that off, yeah.
Want me to talk to him for you?
No, I don't. Of all the people, I don't want you talking
That's
to the
right. Him and I
speaker.
don't see eye to eye anyways. and
Well,
I'm-
he did
I'm
call
not
you
scared.
on something.
No, he didn't. I was nice to him on the phone over it.
Well, I know,
I
but
mean,
you-
I can
but
still.
that's nice also
I can
from
still
him.
work for him, but I have, as an individual, on integrity, I have no respect for him. I'm a man of integrity, and I will not change my ways for nobody.
No, I know.
Vote me out of office.
You're also stubborn.
No, it's not that I'm stubborn.
You are stubborn.
It's not that I'm
In your
stubborn. I have
previous
values.
life, you were a mule.
Because I'm a state
You were a
representative
mule
does not mean I give up my
Worked
values.
At the Grand Canyon, a mule at the Grand Canyon. You know what they do to mules at the Grand Canyons when they
What's-
fall down?
Yeah, what they
You want to know what they do?
What they tell me? That
Yeah.
that was in your
They
days.
push them off.
Did they?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
what they do to mules.
Okay, well, so I'll push 'em off
You
then.
came back as a Republican.
Yeah, I did. I was a Democrat, didn't know any better.
Yeah, so
I was all
wait a
for
minute,
big
donkeys.
government.
That's right.
That's right,
That's
donkeys.
right.
That's right. And I tell everyone
That's
right
right.
now.
They pushed the donkey over, and you became a donkey again.
Every time your Democrat chair attacks me, I tell him to kiss my donkey.
Donkey. Oh, we're almost border.
Yeah, we're on the
right
borderline, yeah. But anyways,
Winter.
Huh?
Are you sick of it?
I'm tired of it. Yeah, the winters are killing me with my arthritis and my spine.
And ladies and gentlemen, he did say about 2 weeks ago that this is your last time.
This is probably my last time. I'm
Probably.
seriously, yeah.
And when you
And
say probably,
the
don't
reason
hear the
why I'm saying,
probably.
if everything goes forward and I sell my house next year,
Yeah.
or I refinance it, and then take my VA certificate to Florida, then I'll buy a house down there, move my wife down there, and she'll get a job there, and then if my kids don't want to stay in the house, then I'll sell the house.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to weigh it out which way to do it here, because I got to sell mine at the same time, fly to Florida, and close on another house so
Yeah.
I can move into it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I'm,
you can rent one,
I'm really,
rent to
I'll be
buy.
honest with you. I'm tired of the politics here in New Hampshire. I'm tired of people running as a Republican or a Democrat saying you're for the people, but yet you keep taxing them and fees, raising fees. You're cleansing people out of their homes.
And we're getting
and property tax.
Yeah,
I'm tired
I
of it.
know, and
I'm tired
I
of it.
know, and
The elderly,
they're against,
we have no
and
respect
you're
for the
against
elderly. I'm tired of
unions.
it. No, I'm not
What-
against the
oh,
union.
Yeah, you are.
My brother's a Teamster.
You're so
My father, no.
against the unions that you know what he said? He got beat up from the unions. So you know what he said?
I've never been beat up.
Well, we
Never,
want to
ever.
be a right to work state, but
Never ever.
we're going to say that the policemen and the
Right.
firemen can have unions. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people who kicked his rear end.
How'd they kick my rear end?
Those were the people who said absolutely no, and yet you had to buckle under. You buckle under.
Now, let me put it
How
this
did
way.
you buckle under?
He said that I
You
buckle under. Wait a minute.
said
First
that-
of all, the right to work bill in the House failed in committee. It was killed. My right to work, which is the Wisconsin law that exempts police and fire.
Here we go again.
Okay, it passed committee. It passed in committee. My bill.
Wisconsin.
Okay, it passed.
Wisconsin.
Okay.
Okay. You're under the impression that you'll do anything to get it. So you will strike
no,
the police
no.
and the firemen. Do you really think
Do you know
the firemen and the police will not go with it right to work out 0 period?
Do you want to know what the hearing? They didn't even show up for the hearing. It was a very small crowd this time for my hearing. Now, let me tell you
How'd
something.
it work out?
I have nothing against
work
you.
out?
It went good. My bill passed.
Oh, yeah? So it's
yeah, it's
coming to the
gonna
House
come to
floor?
the floor. I don't know if I haven't looked at the calendar.
When?
If it's next Wednesday, it might be the following week.
So I got to get up and talk against it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to. But hear me out for a second. I grew up in a union household. Okay, this has nothing about unions. This has about moms and dads that are sitting home not working, that want jobs. This has to do with anything we can attract jobs to New Hampshire so people can go to work. But the unions don't want that. Unions want to control it. They want to force you to pay, take money out of your pocket. That's what they want. Okay, to work in a union shop.
You know, I've given you a thread.
Give me all you want.
Now I'm going to
I stand by everything I say.
let you take this thread, make it into a rope, and hang yourself. Go ahead.
Never happened.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So you hate unions.
So no, did I ever say I hated
Yes,
unions?
you
No,
do.
you're turning this around. See,
I am.
You got to listen
Am I
here.
doing it well?
When you got a Democrat there, you notice how they throw these things out. The sky's going to fall if we become a right to work state. If we attract one big company that comes in, whether there's a floor sweeper, there's electronics, there's other engineers,
but you know,
the jobs, there's a ricochet effect
let me,
for jobs.
But let me explain.
Don't you want to put people to work?
Let me explain to everybody out there what happens with right to work. This is the first thing that happens. Let's say you have a contract with your company, and this is what happens. This is firemen, this is police, this is anyone. At the end of the contract, you are now a right to work. Your employer, it may be the city, may be the state, it may be just an employer, gives you a pink slip. With that pink slip, they give you an application for the very job that you're doing. So they rehire you and they start you back where you were 10 years ago. And
That's
if
not
you
true.
don't like it, stick it.
That's not true. Do you know New
That
Hampshire's
is
not
true.
is an at-will state?
That
you know
is
something?
true. That
That's
is
not
true.
true. You're not being honest.
That is factual.
New Hampshire's no.
You
no.
don't- well,
do you know something? The
if you-
private sector has been taking
If-
cuts in their pay.
If you don't
Meanwhile-
want unions, you've got to get rid
No,
of unions.
nope, it has nothing to
Pink
do-
slip
If you
application.
If you have a strong union and they stick together and they take care of their people and they're not just sucking your money out of your wallet, then they'll be there forever. But if you got
You
a
know,
union,
ladies and gentlemen, he's not quite getting it.
I get it
if
big
it's
time.
right to work, not only, and they form a union, by the way, and they form a contract. Now, let's say the contract goes on for 2 years. The company does not have to sign a contract. They do not have to accept a union, even though a union comes in. You are not telling them that. What you're saying is, let's have a right to work for
I'm saying-
less money.
no, that's
Let's have
not
a-
true.
less
That's
money.
not
Let's pay 'em
true.
less money.
You know something? Look at Detroit now. Come out of bankruptcy. Right to work, Detroit, Michigan.
Excuse me.
Michigan.
Detroit
right
came
to
out-
work.
Detroit came out of what?
They're coming out of bankruptcy.
And just like New Hampshire came out
Okay.
of bankruptcy.
No, New Hampshire's not in bankruptcy.
Oh, wait a minute. And we're doing how
You know,
well here?
Ken,
Are we doing well here?
don't stop throwing the BS out there. People are smarter than you think.
4.2 and
Stop.
everybody else is 5.2.
But we're 4.2, but we got thousands of people sitting at home that are educated.
We're doing better than
working
the national average?
because we have thousands of people out of work. Don't you care about those people?
We're doing better than the national average.
How
but
come
we got
Democrats?
thousands of people
How
out of
come
work.
Democrats keep saying we're doing
But
great at 4.2?
Detroit came out of bankruptcy, and look how they're doing. New Hampshire came out of bankruptcy too. How are we doing now?
You know something? You're
Did we
a
ever come back from bankruptcy?
typical donkey. Typical donkey. He turns everything around.
He's going to push me right off the edge of the Grand Canyon.
If you're part,
this is true.
You know something? Let me talk to the camera here for a
If you ever had
second.
a donkey land right next to you at 80 miles an hour,
If you are part of the workforce that fell off and you're educated and you want a job, call your legislators and tell them support right to work because the unions will still continue.
Right
Let us try to
work
attract
for
more
less.
businesses
The
here in New
problem
Hampshire.
is
We have not grown in 8-9 years.
problem is
Have we grown in 9 years?
The unions are completely decimated, and you can't form another union. That's part of right to work. You don't have to have a union, even if your people want a union. That goes against federal laws. But you...
Okay.
right.
Now let me ask you something. Has the state of New Hampshire been stagnant at maybe a 0.9 growth in the last 9 years? Are we behind the economy of Maine, Vermont, and Massachusetts?
No.
Have we dropped? Yes,
No.
we have.
No.
Yes, we have.
No.
We have.
What is the
I
percentage
don't
that
think-
we are?
Do you
I
even
think
keep
Vermont
up with
has
this?
a less percentage. Do you know how many
Do you
people
even
live
keep
in
up with
Vermont?
this stuff?
How many people live in Vermont?
How many live in
Less
Vermont?
than 600,000
No,
people.
there's more than that.
No,
That
I
is-
swear to God, it's 500 something.
Okay, but our economy's
Think
this.
about that. Is
Then
that
why is our
terrible?
economy behind them then? Why is our growth behind them?
Well, hold on a second. We're 1.3, and they're not 600,000.
But our economy
Gee,
is stagnant.
Do you think you can
Do
get?
the search yourself.
Do you think you can get those people employed? I think so.
Our
and you want to know
growth-
something? If we had in our economy, okay, if we had in our
What's
economy,
our stagnant
right
economy?
No. If we had in our economy right now just 500,000 people, 600,000 people, guess what?
Let's talk factual.
Guess what?
Why do you got a hypothetical?
Guess what?
Well, guess what?
We would
Okay.
have no unemployment.
This is in the Gidge world.
But you're
Guess
talking.
what? But we do. But we do, Ken. Let's
The
get back to
Gidge
reality.
world, the Gidge
We
world.
do. We have people not working. We got people that are on TANF that want to go to work.
And we got kids
Okay,
who want to have
we-
TANs who are 17.
We
but
have
they
our
need their
children.
parents.
Our children are living in other states. They're working in other states because there's no jobs.
Well, that's not.
Don't you see that?
You know, that's nothing.
When we get done,
that's nothing
when we
new.
get done, talk to my daughter there
That's
about
lo-
kids
that
that
is
don't. Her
absolutely-
friends in New Hampshire, she graduated from
that's
Londonderry High School, that aren't coming back to New Hampshire.
You know something. The majority. You know, this is interesting.
I should have brought my daughter in
I
here to
lived in
discuss
Boston
this.
Going to school, and the interesting thing about Boston was when the students graduated, they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to get jobs in Boston because they love Boston.
Well, no, they do love
Most
Boston,
of the
but there's no
people-
jobs here.
Even people who come to New Hampshire who are not from New Hampshire, who are from larger states, will come to New Hampshire and find jobs in New Hampshire because they love insurance. That's just the way
You know,
it is.
that's not true. The
You see
jobs
that?
aren't here.
See
Our
o-
kids
see
have
over there?
left.
See right there?
What's that?
That's grass on the other side of the fence.
That's what you want people to think. The
That's
grass
what
is
the
greener.
grass is greener.
You want people to think that, but reality.
That's how
people
people
watching
always
this
think.
show are sitting home
That's
saying,
how
"Wow,
people
Al
always
Baldessaro was right." Because I'm sitting, I'm
You're
on TANF.
not
I'm educated. I'm working part-time. I took a cut in my pay. What don't you Democrats
Oh,
understand?
I know. That's right.
You Democrats don't get
He
it.
decided to go to work for a right-to-work place, and they're paying him less.
You know something? Look at Texas. Texas is booming.
Look at Texas.
Look at Texas, right to work. Look at Detroit. Look at South Carolina, the companies that moved in.
You know, I'm so sick of hearing about Texas.
But it's the truth.
You know, we right now are in probably one of the largest oil and natural gas periods in our entire life, even more than when you know they started getting oil. We are self-sufficient. And guess where everything is made? And guess where everything is bought?
Well, tell
and
us.
Guess where,
Tell us.
And guess where Texas is?
Tell us.
Like right in the middle of the United States. So they wouldn't come up here to buy trucks or buy piping up here. Of course they would buy it in Texas. So everybody goes to Texas.
But many companies
But
from
when
California
the oil
moved to
goes
Texas.
when the oil goes down, they're firing people in Texas.
There's some layoffs that are going on around the country.
Lots of
Okay.
No, Texas is the most layoffs.
No, yeah, but the thing is, Texas is booming. Texas has got most of the jobs in the country.
We just said Texas
You know?
is losing.
No,
and I
no,
just said,
they lost some jobs. Look at what was it? 300. How many thousand put in for unemployment throughout the country?
Listen,
300,000
if
or
you're going to have-
265?
If you're going to have one product,
Mm-hmm.
all right, and go gangbusters with one product, that's oil and everything that supplies the oil, the people, and everything, and then you lose your oil, or I should lose it down so the price is so low whereby people. And by the way, I'm going to do the pledge right now, ladies.
Here we go with the pledge.
I'm doing the pledge.
That he has no control over the free market.
I pledge.
Yeah. Typical.
Ken Gidge, state representative, that I will do my best to keep gas at $2.50 and below for regular. This is the pledge. I will work with anybody, everyone, and he won't make that pledge. Shame on you. Here's a guy who doesn't care about you, and he says, guess what? It's okay to raise
Okay.
it. Let's raise
now,
it.
can I finish?
No, you
can
can't.
I finish?
I'm almost
yeah.
done. Okay.
Because
they took the camera off me. That's it.
Good.
Okay.
They took it off you now. Let me finish now. Let me finish what he just said. Here is a guy who voted to scam $38 million out of the gas tax, but he did not vote for the 4.2 cents because it was political. Okay. They're raising your taxes again.
What did
now,
you vote- what
the
did you vote
gas is
for?
going up again.
What
if
did
you
you
look,
vote for?
I voted against the 4.2. I even voted to repeal
And
it.
you did it for what?
The 4.2.
Yes.
I voted against
If
it.
you would have voted the different way, it would have been what?
I would have voted there to stop siphoning out of the 18
So
cents
that wasn't
gas tax.
political. You didn't do that political.
No, I didn't. I did it for the best interest of my taxpayers.
did it political.
People in my district work in Massachusetts.
They would have thrown you out on your...
No, they would
They would
throw
have
me.
thrown you out on your tan.
Why? No, that's the least of my worry. I come out number one in my district because I care about
Number
people.
one, you scare the hell out of
I
everybody.
care about
you
people.
ride up and down the
I
streets
care about the
and
working
shoot your gun
person.
out the window.
I vote to protect the wallets of the working people. I vote to live within our means. Big government, smaller government. More spending, less spending. More taxes, less taxes.
I want the camera. Big mouth.
Yeah.
Big mouth.
Take a look at the platforms there.
All right, let's
know?
talk about something completely different.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. You
What do you
come
want
up with something.
Oh, let's go back into education, okay?
No,
on
no,
Common Core.
No.
What do you want? You want stuff to
No,
talk
well,
about?
Guess what? The education bill that I had up there, it ITL'd. That's something I'm going to talk to you about. It's the worst thing.
Let's talk about insurance.
It's the worst thing that's ever
Did
happened.
the bill come up in Commerce yet to be able to help our residents to go cross-border and team up together? Did that insurance
It was
bill?
ITL'd.
Why would that be ITL'd?
Because what Republicans have done, and they constantly do this, they put these bills in that they know it's not going to work, but they put them in because they're feel-good bills.
I don't see it being a feel-good bill.
Yes, it is.
How did that bill not
see,
pass?
The problem is that the Republicans think they can write federal laws. They can't write federal laws.
We have state rights under the Constitution.
They keep turning around and trying to write state laws, especially when the insurance companies are across borders, everywhere else. Federally, you can't do it, but yet.
Don't we have state rights under Article 10 of the Constitution?
Yes.
Okay. Then don't we have the right to make our own laws and not the federal government?
You do.
Okay. Yes. And don't you believe that the federal government has gone way over?
No,
what
I
they're,
don't. No,
you don't think so?
No, not at all.
What are you going to do when the Supreme Court there on the subsidies there kills Obamacare? What are you going to do then?
Oh,
what are you going to do?
Ladies
How are you gonna
and
handle
gentlemen, I've got to tell you about the subsidies. Are you ready for this? The subsidies, by the way, will be taken away from every state that doesn't have a state insurance exchange. Oh, my God. New Hampshire doesn't have one.
Right.
And you want to know why?
We won't have one.
The Republicans, so the people who have insurance now could lose their insurance.
Who pays for the subsidies?
We don't have an insurance exchange.
Who will pay the
And
subsidies?
Guess who did it?
You know why? Because like Bill O'Brien said, who's going to pay the subsidies? Who's going to pay those on the people? Where's the money come from?
Where do you...
Answer the question.
Hold on a second.
Where does the money come from for the subsidies?
Where do you think the money comes from when a person walks into an emergency room with absolutely nothing?
Do you know?
You pay it.
Did you read the Harvard study on the emergency rooms, like Oregon and Washington State? There that got Medicaid expansion and got these subsidies and stuff. They're still going to the emergency room. They're still overloading emergency rooms. Give it a break with this BS. Look at the facts.
We're talking about people going in emergency rooms without insurance, and that's the reason why everybody needs insurance. You want to know something?
Everybody needs it.
It's through. The only thing you guys
Where
can do
does the
is
money come from?
attempt to make it better.
Where?
You're never going to take insurance away from people once they have it. You can't have bankruptcies, and 60-80% of the bankruptcies have something to do with campaigning.
Where does the subsidy money come from?
Paying bills for medical. Guess what? You can't put people through bankruptcies for medical stuff. Come on. Any insurance companies? You have never seen an insurance company go out of business, ever.
Are you talking to me or who are you talking to?
Go to Connecticut. Look at the buildings.
Okay, Medicaid expansion was supposed to be zero cost, right? But yet our health, yes, it was supposed to be zero cost to the state. 100% from the federal government.
For how long?
Okay, for 3 years.
Okay.
Then it goes to 90%. But yet, now hear me out now. But yet, Health and Human Services on Medicaid expansion, by the time this budget is up next year, have be spent over $100,000 above and beyond the budget.
And you want
we have a hole.
And you want to know something, ladies and gentlemen?
Is that true?
We could have had insurance in the state of New Hampshire for 3 entire years, paid for. The Republicans stopped it. People out there who could have had insurance didn't have it. That's the truth.
No, you're not telling the truth. That's Medicaid expansion. Medicaid expansion is already in place. You all put it in place, the Democrats. But you've already blown almost $100,000 by the time next June comes. You guys put that in place. We're going to start out with $100,000.
I'm buying you a gift certificate to a TV.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. But I'm saying, tell the truth to the people.
And I'm going to say he's only 17, and I'm going to.
But what I'm trying to say is, tell the truth to the people. What's going on with Medicaid expansion on the cost? Where does the money come from?
We have.
Where does the money come
5
from?
minutes. Let's
Can
talk
you tell
about
people?
joyful things.
Tell the people first.
Your
Where does the
daughter's
money come?
here. Let's talk about
My
your
daughter's
daughter.
watching the show. I'm so proud of my girl.
Quiet.
Where does the money come from?
Where does she go to school?
I want my daughter to know
Where
that she's going
does
to be
she go
paying
to
more in
school?
taxes
Okay, shut
when she
up.
goes to
Yeah,
work.
let's move it on. Come on.
She goes to school. She at Mount Ida,
Yeah.
and she's already graduated her bachelor's. She started her master's degree during her senior year in June. I'm proud of her. She'll
her
have a
job
senior
is?
year. Her job is, well, right now she's interning with a jet company that charters jets throughout the world, goes all over, for her master's in business.
They charter groups for.
They charter, small
professional-
planes for professional
yeah.
athletes,
Yeah, okay.
Celtics, Red Sox.
Okay.
So she's interning, and she's been working, since she was in college. She's always had a job, and
She did say
you know,
she's a Republican
yeah,
or
no,
a Democrat.
No, she's probably right now. She votes Republican all the time.
Yeah,
my daughter.
I doubt
but
it.
see,
No,
you asked her.
No, I know.
You asked her.
But
she
she is-
votes for her
she
father.
is a
I don't tell my
she's a-
daughter how to
she's a
vote.
beautiful
Just
young lady.
know your father.
Beautiful. And by the way, if you would like to see my son, we have something on here, which is called Gidge World. We've done Gidge World, and my son is here talking about China and the things taking place in China. And if you think we got problems with healthcare here, you ought to hear some of the things. I'll tell you one quick story. Can you imagine one of the reasons why Chinese businesses are going out of business? Because people like iPhone, Apple are going over there. Mm-hmm. They're making sure the people, if they work overtime, are paid overtime.
Right.
They can only work so many hours a day and hours a week. The people who are getting these jobs cannot believe the amount of money that they're being paid.
Right.
All the benefits. So what they have found out was, because you got to remember, these are very poor people. What they have found out was if you die at work, you're paid so much money.
What do you mean you paid
Well,
so much money?
if you pay so much money, which you can give to your family, all right? So they're jumping off the buildings and killing themselves.
Wow.
So what they've done is they had to put nets at the bottom to catch the people so they don't kill themselves.
Aren't you glad we're not doing that? Because I'd hate to see a starving artist there jumping off a building.
You want to know something? That's what happens when you have no insurance or no policies, or you don't take care of your own people.
Well, if we go by what you just said, and if we put that into legislation, I would tell each one of you there what to do is just drop your wallet off at the State House. We'll let you know what you deserve if we go your way.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about with this insurance.
What are you talking
With this,
about?
all these free, because I just had it on. You said people jumping off the building because of the insurance. Their families will make more money because they died.
I'm talking about in China, not here.
But the thing is that relates to here. What's going on with you guys?
What do you mean it relates
because,
to here?
Because
Somebody
you
works
still
at
have
Apple?
not. See, I don't forget
So
nothing.
they jump off the building?
You still
so
have
that
not
their
told me
family-
where the subsidies come from. That money you haven't told me yet. Where does it come from?
You know something, ladies and
A
gentlemen?
hard-working people.
How can we, and this is true, how can we be, the only industrialized state in the United States and not insure everyone and spend 10 times more on medical than anyone else in the world? How can this happen? The greedy insurance companies and people like him, who I love, go along with them.
Well, no, it's not that I go along with them. I just think, pursuit of happiness. I just think people need to get out and work and earn a living.
I agree.
I think people need to get off the government dole. If you're disabled or elderly, I will be the first one there to help you.
I know, I agree.
But if you can work and you can do other
That's right.
stuff there, I mean,
And
look,
you want to know something? You're right, because there are people who have TVs, they got cars, they're overweight, they're buying cigarettes, they're on the guess what? You could say that almost all the time. But you know what you're not saying, and people are not standing up and saying, look, I need the money. I don't have smoke. I don't have a big screen TV. I have kids. I'm really broke. I really need it. There are more people like that than people like he's explaining, but he does a very good job at explaining stuff like that so that you would believe it. Don't believe it.
no, it's the truth.
Minute.
It's the
58
truth.
seconds.
Minute.
How can
Let's
they get
take
in touch
care of
with
our
you?
disabled and elderly. You can reach
How can
me
they get in touch with you?
at www.albaldessaro.com. You can call me at 425-6997, or you can stop by my house at 41 Hall Road in Londonderry. But you can also get me on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I'm all around.
Yeah, you
Very accessible.
certainly are.
And I'm not as scared like you. Democrats.
All
You know?
right, my name is Ken Gidge. You may get me on Facebook, you may get me on Twitter, but go to Gidge World, because Gidge World is an art site and it also has every single thing you want to know about me and probably too much.
Probably a lot.
Your daughter's very beautiful.
Yes, she is.
She's very educated, and guess what? I think you did a good job. I think she's done a good job.
You know, when she was young, I always wanted to get one of those T-shirts that says, "If you think I'm good looking, you should see my father."
Hey, thank you very much. Next time.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.